The sudden demise of Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister and senior Nationalist Congress Party leader Ajit Pawar has created a significant political vacuum, not only within the party but also in the broader framework of the BJP-led Mahayuti government. As of the most influential power centers in Maharashtra politics for over 2 decades, Ajit Pawar's absence has triggered urgent discussions on leadership, succession, party continuity and the future direction of the NCP. At the heart of this unfolding political transition lies a crucial question of who will take charge of Ajit Pawar's political legacy and how will the NCP reposition itself in a rapidly changing political landscape. Ajit Pawar was not merely the Deputy Chief Minister, he was the principal decision maker for the NCP faction aligned with the Mahayuti alliance. He controlled organizational strategy, government coordination and also electoral planning, while also acting as the bridge between the BJP leadership and NCP legislators. With his passing, the NCP finds itself with a crossroads, needing to ensure administrative stability, maintain its bargaining power within coalition and prevent internal fragmentation. Within days of Ajit Pawar's death, Sunetra Pawar, his wife, and a sitting Rajya Sabha MP has now emerged as the most prominent contender to assume leadership responsibility. The question now comes down to why Sunetra Pawar? Because several factors explain the growing support for her elevation. Firstly, the continuity and stability, where the party leaders believe that appointing Sunetra Pawar would help preserve Ajit Pawar's political legacy, reassure the cadre during a period of uncertainty. Secondly, it's about cadre sentiment, where grassroots workers, particularly from Baramati, the Pawar's family traditional stronghold, have publicly voiced support for her leadership. Another factor is political legitimacy. As a member of parliament with prior exposure to political processes, she is seen as a figure who can quickly transition into a leadership role. Senior leaders from the Ajit Pawar faction have already met Sunetra Pawar in what are officially described as courtesy visits. Though politically these meetings are widely interpreted as consultations ahead of a leadership transition. One of the most immediate and politically sensitive questions confronting the Nationalist Congress Party in the aftermath of Ajit Pawar's death is whether the party will be able to retain the Deputy Chief Minister's post within the BJP-led Mahayuti government. For the NCP, this position is not merely a constitutional office, but a crucial symbol of a political relevance, negotiating strength within the ruling coalition, because Ajit Pawar's elevation as Deputy Chief Minister had firmly positioned the NCP as a key stakeholder in the government, providing the party direct access to decision-making, the processes, administrative authority and policy influence at the highest level. Because party insiders cautioned that relinquishing the Deputy Chief Minister's chair could have far-reaching political consequences. Without a senior constitutional post, the NCP's leverage within the cabinet could be substantially reduced, limiting its ability to shape budgetary priorities, departmental decisions, governance outcomes. The absence of a top leadership role may also weaken internal discipline within the party, potentially encouraging dissent or factionalism at a time when cohesion is critical. Equally important is the political messaging, because losing the post could be perceived by voters and rival factions as a sign of declining influence within the Mahayuti alliance. And also conversely, retaining the Deputy Chief Minister's post would send a strong signal of continuity, stability, reassuring alliance partners, party workers and the electoral that the NCP remains an integral pillar of the ruling dispensation despite the leadership transition. It would also help maintain organizational morale, reinforce the party's claim to a central role in Maharashtra's governance. Within its broader context, the proposal to elevate Sunetra Pawar as Deputy Chief Minister is being viewed within the party as a strategic and stabilizing choice rather than a purely emotional or, say, symbolic gesture. Senior leaders argue that her appointment would enable an orderly control, transfer of leadership, preventing any perception of internal power and the struggles. They also believe it would help preserve the political capital and administrative goodwill built by Ajit Pawar within the Mahayuti government, and while offering party workers a unifying figure around whom they can rally during a period of uncertainty. However, such a move carries important procedural and electoral implications as well. Because as a sitting Rajya Sabha member of Parliament, Sunetra Pawar would be required to resign from her now current parliamentary seat and subsequently contest and win a by-election to the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly to fulfill constitutional requirements. Baramati, the Pawar family's traditional political stronghold, is widely viewed as the most likely constituency should the party opt for this route, with any by-poll there also serving as a broader test of public sentiment following Ajit Pawar's passing. Ultimately, the final decision will depend on high-level consultations within the Mahayuti alliance, with the BJP's position expected to be decisive. The ruling party will have to balance its own strategic calculations with the need to maintain coalition stability. Sources suggest that alliance partners are keen to avoid any disruption to governance, indicating that a consensus-driven solution rather than a prolonged vacancy or internal contest is likely to be preferred path forward. In essence, the NCP is navigating a delicate balancing act, preserving Ajit Pawar's legacy, maintaining its political relevance within the ruling alliance, preventing internal divisions at a critical moment, because the coming weeks will determine whether the party emerges from this transition as a unified political force or enters a prolonged phase of recalibration. What is clear, however, is that Ajit Pawar's succession will shape not just the future of the NCP, but the trajectory of Maharashtra's politics itself.